Yordenis Ugas wins by unanimous decision against Manny Pacquiao. Now, on Max on Boxing, Tim Bradley, the great Tim Bradley, multiple-time champion during his career, excellent ESPN boxing analyst now, came on the show, and I said, I think Ugas has a good chance for an upset. Tim thought that he was made for Manny Pacquiao, but here was my point. Ugas comes from the Cuban school of boxing. It's a difficult style. It's a highly effective style, if not always crowd-pleasing, okay? Ugas was a decorated amateur at the elite international level. So like in boxing, you'll notice the pound-for-pound best usually dominated the international level of amateur boxing. The champions who are like lower level pound-for-pound, not like top 5 or 6 or something like that, a lot of times those guys, maybe they didn't dominate the elite level of amateur boxing, or sometimes like they just come from such an impoverished background that they never got that advanced in they turned pro too early, like Manny Pacquiao or someone like that, right? But otherwise, they come from, deep elite and international amateur backgrounds. Then the guys who win belts but don't quite get to that elite championship level usually were dominant or at least somewhat successful on the national level and then not great internationally. Then the guys who are contenders and maybe they don't really win a belt, those guys could, sometimes they might win a belt but maybe not hold it long. They dominated their local Golden Gloves, like their local tournaments. But when they went to the national level, they couldn't win that much. And so on. There are levels in the pros, and it reflects largely, there's a strong positive correlation to their amateur background. Ugas was an elite international amateur. Like, he won a gold medal at the World Championships. He won a bronze in the Olympics. This is an elite level. He's not the most dominant international elite amateur, but he was a successful one at the elite level. Okay, then as a pro, so Cuban School of Boxing, successful at the elite amateur level, medaling in the Olympics and stuff. Then as a pro, not that long ago, a lot of people thought he beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter's a great fighter. I know. Well, he's very good, not great. I don't know. I think Sean Porter's going to wind up in the Hall of Fame one day. Tough guy to beat. And he got the decision against Ugas. It was a split decision. A lot of people thought Ugas won. So that guy is fighting Manny Pacquiao. And Pacquiao, by the way, and Pacquiao's training for Errol Spence, a very different kind of very aggressive southpaw fighter, very different from Ugas. Pacquiao's 42, hadn't fought in 2 years, had been through wars with the following fighters. Marco Antonio Barrera, Hall of Famer, fought him twice. Eric Morales, Hall of Famer, fought him 3 times. Juan Manuel Marquez, Hall of Famer. These are guys all either in the Hall of Fame or going. Fought him 4 times. Tim Bradley fought him 3 times. Fought Floyd Mayweather. Miguel Cotto, when he was great still, right? Fought so many guys. Like, I'll leave off Oscar De La Hoya at the end of his career, who was still pretty effective. I'll leave off Shane Mosley when Mosley was. I'll leave those guys off and out of this. Dude, he's had over 70 fights, been through the wars with a who's who of the last 15 years. Started at a flyweight. He's not a welterweight like these guys. Flyweight's 112 pounds. But it's not just that he started at flyweight. He won his first world title as a flyweight. World championship as a flyweight. Some guys say, well, he started at this really light weight class. Yeah, but he wasn't really facing serious competition. That was really lighter than he was. By the time he became a world-class fighter, he was 3 divisions over that. No. Pacquiao was the lineal champion of the world as a flyweight. Then moved up. Think of how many divisions. Flyweight. Now, he didn't stop at all these divisions, but many of them he won belts in, and a few of them he was actually the guy, the champion in. And these are all the divisions on the way to junior middle, which is as big as he got. Flyweight to junior bantam, to junior feather, to junior light, to junior welter, to junior middleweight. That's 9 weight classes above where he won his first world title. So over 70 fights, a who's who, been through the wars, hasn't fought in 2 years, fighting a last-minute substitute with the opposite style of the guy he was training for, who was really good, Ugas. Who's really good, yeah. Oh, man, he got upset. Yeah, no kidding. I thought this was a dangerous fight. And by the way, since he lost that split to Sean Porter, he could have easily won. He hasn't lost since then. Ugas won 4 straight. Now, Manny was asked if this is his last fight. He said, I don't know. I need time to relax and make a decision. I doubt this is Manny's last fight. He has too big a name, and he's still too effective and can make too much money. I don't know why his camp, though, is against fighting Conor McGregor. If I was Manny and I could pick up tens of millions of dollars to fight a guy who's not really a boxer, just a talented fighter who can also box way better than he ought to, in McGregor's case, why wouldn't you want to do that? You want to get in with one of these welterweight killers for a fraction of the money? All right. But Manny is a real fighter. And, you know, the fight right before Ugas, even though COVID means it was 2 years ago, was against Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's a hell of a fighter, was undefeated at the time. Manny knocked him down in a war and won a close decision that I thought he deserved. Like, could Manny Pacquiao still beat a lot of really good welterweights? Yeah, he can. I didn't think he was. I thought Spence was going to knock him out. But I thought he would have gone down in a great fight. Yeah, I doubt Pacquiao's done. He can still make too much money fighting. And I don't think it was so unpredictable that Ugas was going to beat him.